Patel. I'm a brand evangelist with Helium 10, as well as an Amazon and KDP seller. So like I said, progress, not perfection. Make sure you got to move on things. It is always a good time to be in e-commerce.
What is up, my beautiful friends? I'm so excited to introduce you to video number 1 of our new Helium 10 training series, where we will launch weekly videos with Helium 10 professionals and professional e-commerce sellers and provide you with everything you need in order to be successful selling on Amazon, Walmart, Shopify, Etsy, you name it, this will apply. So I'm very excited. Today we are going to have Shivali come on. She is one of our Helium 10 professionals, and she has dabbled into multiple e-commerce routes, drop shipping, Amazon KDP, Amazon private label, and so many more routes. So really listen to some of the advice she has to offer. You are learning from the best of the best, and I'm so excited to share. So let's get into the interview. And then at the end, I will discuss the next video of our training series. All right, well, you can go ahead, introduce yourself, and just like how you got started with e-commerce and how it led you to Helium 10.
Hello, I'm Shivali Patel. I'm a brand evangelist with Helium 10, as well as an Amazon and KDP seller. So I started my journey in e-commerce a few years ago. And originally I was a pre-med student, but then realized that I really had a love and passion for business. And so off went sort of that brainstorming process. I tried my hand a little bit at drop shipping. I took a look at some of the other models, published some books on Kindle, and then eventually launched my private label brand on Amazon. From there, I was in the Facebook groups. I mean, entrepreneurship can be something you build on your own, but it doesn't mean you have to build it completely alone. There's a lot of other entrepreneurs out there that are doing the same things. And so I was always in the forums, kind of asking questions to get help with my journey. And that's where I connected with the director of training here at Helium 10. He helped me through one of my queries, and he's been an amazing friend, as well as someone I work with now at Helium 10, which is really cool. And now it's been about a couple years at the company, and I absolutely love what I do. And I'm excited to share all the information we're going to talk about today, as well as in future videos.
Awesome. I love that you branched out both to KDP, and then did you do private label as well for your Amazon brand? Awesome. So I love how you have so much experience in the different areas. I'm actually looking into KDP soon, which will be exciting. Okay, so I'll kind of introduce myself. So hey y'all, I'm Kaylee. I'm actually a new Amazon FBA seller this year. I started the process while I was working a full-time job. And then once I got up to product launch, I was like, I love e-commerce. Like I just fell head over heels with the endless opportunities. So then I was like, okay, how can I become a professional in the field outside of just experience alone? So that's what led me to Jungle Scout and Helium 10. I applied for some of the positions that were open. I actually got a full-time job at Helium 10 as an affiliate growth rep, which was so exciting. Worked for y'all for a few months, and then later on, just layoffs happen. It happens. So they let go of some of the newest hires, me included, which honestly opened up a world of opportunities to become an affiliate and work with Helium 10 on the other side. So that's what I'm doing today. And then from there, it kind of led me on to working for a step-by-step course called Freedom by FBA. And then I'm working on another business venture. So just so many opportunities. And I love hearing just everyone's path and how they got started, because this is such a niche field. What is Helium 10? And then what can y'all provide for e-commerce sellers?
Yeah, so Helium 10 is a software solutions company. We provide really tools for any aspect of your Amazon or e-commerce journey. And I say e-commerce because we have branched out. We have tools now for the Walmart seller. We have actually tools that you can use on Etsy, on Pinterest. And so really it can be used in a versatile amount of ways, whether you are doing arbitrage, or maybe you're a Kindle seller, or you are private label. It does not really matter. You can be a beginner seller. You can be in the industry for years and still find value in the tools and offers that we have.
Why are research tools essential for success with e-commerce?
I think I can really speak to this because when I first started selling on Amazon, I did everything manually. And I have had experience with some of the other companies. You mentioned Jungle Scout. I actually did use a tool or some tools from Jungle Scout initially, and then I also used Managed by Stats at some point. I mean, I really kind of bounced around, but my product research phase was done manually. And so being somebody who had to do the manual research where you went into Amazon, you went into the bestsellers categories, you took a look at those subcategories, you're trying to analyze the information that you're given just on that front end page. Research tools really come in handy because you can see the difference going from manual to something that's software based. And when you go software based, you save a lot of time, money, and energy because now, as opposed to going through and trying to find those products individually, I mean, imagine how many products are on Amazon.
Right.
And then trying to really get through all of them is a insurmountable task. Whereas if you have certain criteria in mind, let's say you only want to work with a certain price range, maybe you're somebody who has a budget of, you don't want to spend more than $10,000 and getting started, or maybe 5,000, it doesn't really matter, but whatever you have in mind, that limits you to what kind of product you're selling. Maybe you can't go into a tech-based product now because a tech-based product is going to cost you a lot more. And as opposed to going to those categories for different items, trying to find what that is, now you can use a research tool to just kind of categorize what things you do and don't want. And so that is single-handedly the biggest advantage to using research tools.
Right. I love that. And I can relate to that so much because actually when I got started selling on Amazon, I used Jungle Scout. And then I used Jungle Scout to initiate product research, but I did everything else manually, like calculated the profit margins, the manufacturing cost per unit, everything associated. And then also doing everything manually with the endless opportunities. It was so easy to get stuck in analysis paralysis because there are so many things you're taking into consideration. So whenever I did transfer over to Helium 10, I was shook. Like, I wish I had that when I was getting started, like with my Amazon FBA journey. And then from there, I wanted to touch on what types of e-commerce sellers, and you already did a little bit, but just going more into detail, can use Helium 10. So we said Amazon sellers, of course, but what types of Amazon sellers? And then maybe what other platforms?
Yeah, absolutely. So Amazon sellers, like I said, you can be a beginner seller, somebody who hasn't even considered what product they want to sell. This can be for you. We have several product research tools. I want to specify that product research can be done all the time. You can do that in person. You can do that when you're shopping. You can do that when in a conversation with a friend. But at the same time, you can go online, go into Amazon, as well as use tools that we provide, such as Blackbox, which pulls from over 2 billion data points. And then we have the Pinterest Trends Finder. You can go onto Etsy and Pinterest or any some other third-party sites and reverse search actually on Amazon using the Chrome extension, which you can download for free by going to helium10.com/extension. So there's something for somebody who's just getting started, who's interested in selling, but doesn't know what to sell. But there's also some stuff for maybe you just launched and you want to create your listing. You don't know what words to use. You have a very limited space potential. Yes. And whatever you really utilize in that space is going to be the deciding point for your consumer of whether or not they're going to make that purchase. So they need to feel heard, understood, seen, but also it needs to really provide and deliver 5x that value of what it's priced at, right? What you say you're going to deliver. So listing optimization, keyword research, you name it, you have some tools there in your arsenal when you use Helium 10 to help you find those keywords that will really help your consumer feel understood. And what they're looking for is exactly what you'll be able to put into your listing, which is really, really cool. And then, of course, for those sellers who are maybe your 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-digit sellers, right? We have something for you too, because we have analytics and marketing, and you can now keep a pulse on your business. You can check out estimated brand value. You want to exit your business? Awesome. You can now build your business or kind of make sure that you're moving in the forward direction of actually being able to exit. So there is really something for everyone. And then our plans also come with Freedom Ticket, which is a course that can teach you how to sell. Not to mention, we also have Helium 10 Academy, which teaches you how to use all the tools. So really, we want you to feel very supported, very confident in the decisions you're making as a business owner, because it is truly such an exciting journey to be on.
It really is. And I love that I saw that y'all just added that PPC training, that exit course. So y'all have so many resources to get started. What's the best place to start? Like pretend I'm a brand new seller. I'm hyped up. I want to start an Amazon business. Where do I start learning wise? Would it be Freedom Ticket?
Yes, I think that Freedom Ticket is an amazing resource to use. It's led by Kevin King. I mean, the man is a master. He's been in e-commerce for over 20 years. He knows what he's talking about. And then, of course, we also have expertise just kind of come in and teach on the course as well. So there's over 60 hours of just modules that you can learn from and listen to and make sure that you're implementing, of course, right? Don't just listen, but make sure you're testing things out. And that is the number one advice I can give to people who are just getting started. Focus on progress, not perfection, because
Amen.
you will not build something perfect. I took so much time in my own journey trying to make sure I was making something that was really high quality and wasn't going to be a waste of time. Let me tell you, you're going to make mistakes. You can build something high quality as you should. However, the mistakes are lessons, and the lessons should always be taken in stride. So just focus on on making moves, right? Moving your needle forward and just see where it lands and learn from it, kind of adapt. And that is the best thing you can do for your business.
100%. I totally agree with that advice. Like so many people get overwhelmed, like looking at the entire process. And I feel like it's important. Okay, what's step one? Learn product research. Okay, you learned how to do it. Now take action. Then once you find that product, okay, what's the next step? Let's source it. And then just kind of go step by step and then use those like something like Freedom Ticket as a guide to lay out what steps you need to take, when to take it, and how to do so to optimize your success. Let's kind of talk about the tools. So you kind of discussed what tools y'all have available for all types of sellers, but maybe let's cater it to beginning sellers. What tools should they be focusing on utilizing all the way up to product launch?
So that is really going to be dependent on each person, because if you're going from somebody who is brand new, right? Of course, watch Freedom Ticket, take a look at Helium 10 Academy. There's like 7 courses inside of Helium 10 Academy that will teach you each aspect of all the tools we have for product research, for keyword research, listing optimization, marketing, analytics, operations, all that great stuff. But as a beginning seller, right, you're going to need a product, which means you will be utilizing Black Box is what I would recommend. Use that to shortlist maybe 15 to 20 product ideas. And then once you have those product ideas generated, then begin validating those ideas. Black Box is not so much for you to find a product and say, all right, this is it. This is the golden ticket. It's to help you have your creative juices flowing and then find a potential list of products that you can further take a closer look at. So that means figure out, is it in the price range you want? Are you going to make money on it? Are you actually going to be cash flow positive? Can you differentiate that product? Is it something that you can come onto that market and actually compete with? So when you are a brand new seller, you have 0 reviews. You have 0 reviews, but what about your competitors? Are there actually people indexing in top 10 organic positions for search results pages you will want to index for, where they have less than 50 reviews maybe? So if you have 0 reviews, there's a little bit more of a chance for your social proof to be okay and you can convert. These are things to keep in mind. They're not deciding factors like the ultimate end all be all, right? But they're all things that you have to further think about and then make sure that whatever decision you're making is going to be giving you the best chance of success. And I certainly think that Black Box is a great place to start. It gives you that information, the Chrome extension, have it downloaded. It's going to be your on-browser tool to give you a lot of information you otherwise wouldn't have access to. So that means figuring out which country that seller is from, figuring out how many variations there are. Are there other sellers? What kind of revenue is your competitor making? How many sales are they making? I mean, lots of really cool stuff. And Chrome extension also just kind of had some new updates, such as X-ray keywords. So now you can figure out, have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool. You can now figure out which keywords your competitors might be using to generate their sales. So you can find all those top top performing keywords, and then either use that strategy to generate sales of your own, or even find those competitive keywords that maybe your ASINs, those other ASINs in your market, in your niche, are generating some sales from, but maybe not all of your competitors are using. So let's say you're taking a look at 5 different competitors. Only 2 of your competitors are be ranking for a certain keyword that's generating them quite a few sales. So now you can go on and be the 3rd ASIN. So it's very cool. There's just Black Box is a good starting point. Chrome extension is a good starting point. Once you have maybe an idea to run with, or that you're considering, maybe you're down to 2 or 3 ideas, you can go into Cerebro and Magnet to make sure there's keywords that will actually be in demand that can help you generate sales. So I think those are really your great starting points. Black Box, Chrome extension, Cerebro, Magnet. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that answer. And then I also love how you tied in the validation portion, because I think that's left out a lot in these quick videos we're making on TikTok. Like, it's very easy to show you how to use Black Box, and that's a great place to start to initiate finding products with high demand and low competition that meet that criteria. But then you have to take it to that next step and then figure out, okay, like, what are the top competitors for this product doing? So that was an amazing explanation, which will kind of lead into the accuracy of these tools. So we're doing product research, keyword research, everything to optimize success. But how accurate are these tools?
These tools are very accurate. They're actually generated from Amazon's API. And while we have a proprietary algorithm, so we can't entirely disclose everything, I will say that the information is highly accurate. Sometimes you will see that when you're using the Chrome extension, maybe you'll end up in a category where you'll see not applicable for a sales volume or estimate. And that is simply because either that product is brand new, there's not enough sales being generated for us to show you data on it, or maybe there's not even apparent BSR. Okay. Additionally, sometimes there's also just category changes. Recently, we're recording this in November of 2022, and I know there were thousands of sellers that reported category changes. And when there's category changes, that affects your BSR, which in turn affects your search volume. So just know that having not applicable for a certain niche could mean a number of things, but that data is definitely accurate and you can trust it, even if we can't entirely disclose the algorithm that it is.
A lot of questions on my TikTok, but I'll always show the profitability calculator as a great way to understand, okay, like, what's their price per unit? What are they sourcing this product at? What are the fees involved? So how do y'all get the data, the manufacturing cost per unit?
Yeah. So again, I think it all kind of traces back to our algorithm as well as our team. Our technology team actually monitors extensive amounts of data on a daily basis just to make sure that the information we have for our algorithms is highly accurate. And of course, I don't know if you've checked it out, but inside of our Chrome extension, we also have a link into Alibaba, which for a lot of people, if you don't know what that is, it's sort of the Amazon of finding suppliers. And you can now kind of go in. I mean, we've had that for quite some time now, but you can click a button inside of the Chrome extension, inside of X-Ray, and it'll show you sort of the price range of these suppliers. So we really kind of use things in conjunction to make sure that you have the best chance of understanding what your cash flow is really going to look like.
And that tool is so convenient, because I always used to tell people, even if you don't know the exact manufacturing cost per unit for this specific seller, just open up that tab and then take kind of the average, like, what are most of these suppliers offering price per unit and minimum order quantity, maybe get some quotes and then update the profitability calculator in there with, you know, the price they're offering you. Why do you think Helium 10 is the best research tool option in comparison to maybe to some of the other research tool companies out there?
I think my absolute favorite thing about Helium 10, and I might sound biased because I work for Helium 10, but genuinely speaking, as I said earlier, I have used other tools. I'm very transparent about that. I've done things manually. I've used Jungle Scout. I've used Managed by Stats. And then, of course, in terms of knowing what I do month by month at Helium 10, I think it's really cool because we're always upgrading and innovating. We have a webinar we do every single month called Bigger, Better Launch. And the webinar is entirely about all the new updates that we are doing to our tools. These upgrades come from things that you guys request. So we have a button inside of your Helium 10 account where you can request a feature. And we are paying attention to what people are saying, either on our socials, on our webinars, when we talk to you guys, when you tell us something in the comment section. We pay attention and we make sure that we tell our teams and we get a move on things. And I think that's what really sets us apart is the fact that we're constantly trying to innovate and up the game for you guys to make sure you have what you need to feel really good about your Amazon journey or your Walmart journey
I
or your e-commerce journey for that matter.
Whatever floats your boat. Yeah. And that's one thing I've realized about Helium 10 that I absolutely love is that y'all are always adding in new tools. Y'all are always adding in new trainings. You're always finding a way to just add more value to e-commerce sellers, which for me, like, that's my favorite part. So what plan do you like basically recommend for maybe a newer seller and then maybe someone who just got to product launch or maybe someone who's just managing their business? What plans do you think are best for certain, audience members?
So we have a few plans. We have starter, platinum, diamond, and elite. Elite only opens up every now and then. But really, I would suggest going to helium10.com/pricing. Take a look at what's included and go based off your story. So if you want uninhibited access to a lot of these tools, I would suggest starting with platinum or diamond. Platinum is going to be about $84 a month, and that is going to give you a lot of access to most of the tools that we have, but it's a good starting point. Of course, if you are an expert seller, you are looking to scale, then that would be diamond plan. Elite is really for those people who really want to level up. I mean, you are scaling, you want to move fast, that's elite. There is that starter plan, but again, you're going to have a little bit more limited usage in those tools. Take a look at the pricing page and figure out what's best for you. That's what I would encourage you to do.
Perfect. Yeah. And for everyone watching this video, I personally used Platinum Plan for the longest time. And then I just am now using the Diamond Plan. And I do have a discount link for y'all. I'll have the link in the description, but you can also use FBAK20, all caps, to get 20% off 6 months, which that's a new promotion. Super excited for y'all. Thank you so much for meeting with me. Do you have any pointers, advice, anything that you want to leave our audience with?
Honestly, like I said, progress, not perfection. Make sure you get a move on things. It is always a good time to be in e-commerce. I mean, it gives you, I know for me, I love the lifestyle I have with e-commerce and just being able to have control over your time, money is an amazing thing, but you definitely have to work for it. So I wish you guys success. Congratulations on watching this video, on taking that first step to your business if you're just getting started. If you've been in business for a while, we look forward to seeing you achieve even more success.
So next week, I'm really excited. We are starting the most important part of the process for any e-commerce seller, which is finding a product to sell. So we will be discussing how to find products to sell with maybe higher demand and lower competition, how to validate these product ideas, how to do competitor research, how to add value and differentiate, and how to use all the tools like Blackbox, all the different tabs, and how to use Chrome extension to make these important business decisions. So I'm excited for it, and y'all stay tuned for next week.